And we're back for another Gab with Abigail. If you aren't back and this is your first time on my channel, hi, welcome to Gabs with Abigail, where we talk about the Bates and Duggars and other D-list fundies. Today we are, as you can see from the title, doing something just a little bit light and fun. I'm going to be ranking all of the Duggar daughters and in-laws and Bates daughters and Bates in-laws wedding dresses from my least to most favorite. I think this list is going to surprise you where I have certain people for sure. In terms of how I ranked this, I didn't focus on just the wedding dresses, but really like how the overall look came together. So like even hair, makeup. I'm going to talk about their wedding colors as well a little bit, though that didn't necessarily play a part in where I ranked everybody, but just really like the overall look, the overall vibe. So without further ado, let's get into it. Abby. It's so weird to say your own name. But Abby, I think what I love about Abby's wedding look is her hair. I love Abby's hair. I think I've said this in another video before, like the beautiful curly blonde hair that she has. I love it. And I loved how she wore her hair. Again, one of the few brides who wore her hair up, the hairpiece, the veil. I think to me, that's what really brought it all together. And also her dress feels different than any of the other Duggar brides. Now, I'm sure the shrewd viewer is like, well, Abigail, what's different about this than Jess's dress? That's true. This dress is white. Okay. I liked her dress. I liked the simple belts, the bottom. I think that was the whole thing, like when they were doing the episode that like she needs glitz or something like that, a little bit of bling. It's like, it's just enough. It's pretty. I love it. Again, the modest like cap sleeves, it's done well, it's done right, you know what I mean? It's not the adding a strap of material to make it more modest. No shade, but a little bit of shade. Yeah, I really liked it. You know what I liked about Abby's wedding? That none of the Duggar sisters except Jana was in it, and I feel like Jana was only in it because she's John David's twin, which obviously, duh. Same thing with Tiffany, how she didn't have any of the the Bates sisters in her wedding except for Esther, who's an in-law. Like, that's kind of wild, bro. I think Esther, the same thing. That's kind of crazy that, like, you guys would choose each other and not any of the sisters, but to each his own. Next, Carlin. A lot of people did not like Carlin's dress. A lot of people. And you know what? I'm not going to be mad at you. I understand why you didn't like Carlin's dress. If it was just her dress alone, it would probably be lower on this list. But I think for me, again, saying about the whole look, I loved the flower crown. Like it gave fairy princess vibes. Like it was really pretty to me in that aspect. Like it added this softness, this sweetness, this innocence that I thought was really pretty. If she didn't have the crown, because I would say the photos where she doesn't have it on, I'm like, this dress is whatever. But it's the overall look. I don't know. There's something about that crown that just adds a little bit of something. That adds a little bit of oomph. That she wasn't going to wear it and she was like on the fence, and that her aunt made it basically the night before the wedding. And thank God she did, because if she had just worn her hair not straight, but like just curled, like it would have like, it was lacking. It wouldn't have been enough. It wouldn't have been giving what it was supposed to give, which was bride. It really did what it was supposed to do, that crown, okay? With the veil, like it was really pretty. Yeah. Like even like I think her favorite wedding photo, I'll put it up. Like this would not be the look that it is if she didn't have the crown on. I would definitely say though, like leading up to the wedding, we got so much content that definitely when I saw the dress, I was like, would never have guessed that this is what your dress was going to look like. But it worked. Again, Carlin had another one of my favorite color schemes. The wedding venue is gorgeous. Her wedding photos are really, really nice. I think that's also like really what helps to sell the wedding dress is how the wedding photos came out. For sure. And hers came out really beautiful. Next, our other is more recent Duggar bride and twin to our last bride's groom. I was about to say Jeremiah. Now Hannah Duggar's dress. A lot of people when this dropped, I feel like we're going really crazy. Like her dress compared to some of the other Duggar dresses that we've had in the past. I was like kind of on the fence. I do really like the top. I love the subtle detail right here of the buttons. And I think also if you look at it from the back has those buttons as well. I think that was really pretty. But I don't think I really cared for the skirt. But at the same time, it's kind of like, well, what else kind of skirt would she wear? It was very much giving, let it go, let it go. It was pretty. It was unique. Definitely nobody has done like a dress like this in terms of the way the top looked. So it was nice. It was pretty. I loved her color scheme again. Very unique. Like the gray, the silvers, like that light, that silvery blue. Very pretty. And I could see how like that went with her dress and everything like that. Like it was nice. Beautiful wedding. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful gowns. Okay. Next. I feel like this is going to surprise people a lot. Lauren. I loved Lauren's dress. I loved Lauren's veil, her flowers. I loved the wedding venue. I hated that my good sis's hair came out like this. Ruined the wedding photos, ruined the vibe, to be honest. I feel like that's why a lot of people don't like Lauren's wedding photos and things like that. And I have to agree, I have to concur. Like, who the hell did the hair? I think I watched it back when you watched her wedding video and you can kind of like see somebody doing her hair. And that person, okay, is going to have to answer to God as to why they did this to Lauren on her wedding day. It literally ruined the whole look. You're in this super formal dress. You know what I hate mostly about this as well? Is like they couldn't even do a touch-up for you, babe. Like at no point in the day could they have been like, oh, your curls are dropping. Let's get it back in quick. Like I just think that's wild. I loved Lauren's dress though. I thought it was so simple and classic and clean. And like her name being Lauren, it was giving Ralph. Like I love it. Shame about the hair. Next on the list, Ginger. I had a hard time on where I was going to place this. It's here, and I would say yes, I do like it more than Carlin's dress. Like I said, Carlin's dress alone isn't enough. What kind of like sold me on Ginger's dress? Because like I really don't like the bottom. Yeah, I just don't really like the drop waist. She had the obnoxious train. Again, one of the few people who wore their hair up, and I just feel like when the whole look came together, really, really pretty. The dress itself, by itself, I probably would not care that much. Again, the obnoxious kind of like veil. And you have to do something like that. You got to have a little bit of oomph, a little bit of pizzazz, a little bit of drama, because there's not going to be any dancing at the wedding, so you might as well. Right? Like you might as well. I love that classic V that she does. I think this is the first time we're introduced to Miss Renee, who did a lot of the dresses for the Duggars and the Bates, is Ginger's wedding, and the idea of the ginger. Because I don't think Jessa goes to her. I don't think Jill does either, but Ginger does. And I could be remembering incorrectly. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But yeah, I liked Ginger's overall look. I like that she wore her hair up. I love that this was, dark hair, brunette Ginger. Just the way it came out was like really classy and really pretty. Again, I love the flower V. I love this photo. I feel like this photo really kind of sold me on like where I was going to put it on the list because one, she looks so pretty, she looks so happy, and the dress does look good on her in this photo. I really do like it. Next. I feel like this is probably going to surprise people that I'm sure somebody was like, wait, where is this one been on the list? Michael. I loved Michael's dress. I loved her dress. And I'm sure that surprised a lot of people, but I really, really, really loved her dress. Like there's something about it that I really liked, about her whole wedding look that I really liked. That just, I don't know, just it was giving like really pretty, soft bride. Like it was really very, very nice for me. And I think part of the biggest reason of why I liked it so much is how it was fitted. Michael, she was real snatched, okay? It was giving waist. It was giving what the girls are going to see Dr. Miami about, okay? Like she looked good. Just how it was fitted. I love that she had a hard time finding a wedding dress. And this was kind of like a last minute choice because it came out so beautiful in my opinion. In terms of needing something modest, something that looks good on you. Like this was it. And I think, again, part of it where I said with other girls is why I didn't like their dress, but how it was tailored so nice to her. And also probably because she has the kind of figure that looks good in something if it's well tailored. You know what I mean? I loved Michael's dress. I hated her bridesmaid dresses because baby, what? I think it was so interesting. She had the cherry blossom theme, cherry blossom colors, and these dresses came out so freaking hideous. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But I loved Michael's, like her hair, the way it came out with like the soft curls right here, like just so pretty, just so pretty. Like it really came together. Like it's great. I love it. I think she looks so good here. Just excited to start the rest of her life. Oh, à la mise. Next. Again, a lot of people I feel like did not like this dress. I loved this dress. I loved Kendra's dress. I loved it. I loved it. It was giving drama. It was giving oomph. It was giving this is the only day of your life that you're going to get to wear something like this. I loved it. And I loved, again, I feel like wedding photos do sell really the dress, the overall look. So pretty. I liked her. Actually, did I like her hair? I mean, it all came together is what I'll say. I liked the veil. Really pretty. Like, I just really feel like it was giving what it was supposed to give. Like, I love Kendra's dress. I love that she wanted the sparkly. I love that she originally had on a more simple skirt and decided to do something a little bit more complicated, a little bit more drama. Like, it just, to me, it really came together. What I didn't like about Kendra's dress, though, like, I won't say dress, about her wedding look overall, is how young she looks in these photos. Is how young, like, she still has her baby face. She still hasn't lost all of, like, the baby fat out of her face. And that bothers me so much when I look at her photos, that she's just so young. And it's like almost a shame. I wish you could have taken these photos when you were like maybe 2 years older, when you were 20. Married her off at 18, 19 years old, Lord, my goodness. But I loved Kendra's wedding dress. I loved it. And I think also part of it for me why I loved it, again, getting married off so young, just she really comes from deeply entrenched in this IFB lifestyle of you stay at home pretty much. I don't want to say do nothing because that seems rude, that seems cruel to say. It seems to, there's going to be people like who are going to feel really insulted by that. But I think it's a moment of autonomy when getting to have the dress that you want. To me, it's a moment of choice. To me, and I don't know, there's something about Kendra's dress that feels like a powerful testament to finally getting some little bit of choice of this is 100% my heart's desire with nobody else's say on it. Because even for a modest dress, I think it's so pretty. Again, like I wouldn't even, so I'm saying the modesty comment so late because I don't even like think about that when I think about Kendra's dress, and I think it's because of all the sparkles. Which to me is a little bit not modest. It's because it's a little bit loud, So it's making a statement, in my opinion. But yeah, that's to me, I think part of what like knits me to Kendra's dress is that she did have like a clear in her mind vision of what she wanted, of the kind of dress that she wanted, and just knowing that a lot of the other things in your life you really don't have any autonomy over that she doesn't. I should say that it was nice that her dress look came together so well, so pretty, so much of what she wanted. Next, probably my fave. Yeah, honestly, might be one of my absolute faves is Josie. I feel like Josie's wedding, this era in her life, was like made me really fall in love with her. Like this is a really, really pretty girl. Like wow, she's beautiful. They had that whole episode where she goes to New York to look for this dress because she's seen it online. Blah blah blah. I think they had to add to it to make it more modest, right? If I'm not mistaken. Do like the long sleeve lace, the boho look. She was going through her boho phase. She's still a little bit in it, but I loved her wedding dress and her wedding look with the like beautiful green crown. Like her photos were just so pretty. And her wedding was so simple to me. And that's why I said it's really not necessarily about money. Like when I said I didn't like Tiffany's wedding. I was underwhelmed, or I wouldn't have described Josie's wedding as having left me feeling underwhelmed. I loved the wreath that she wore in her hair. I loved how she wore her hair. Her makeup was really nice. Again, she's one of the younger brides, but like really just so pretty in every single photo. Just gorgeous. Loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Couldn't say enough that I loved it. Every single photo came out beautiful. The dress was gorgeous. Like, loved it. I didn't like her bouquets. What colors did she wear for her wedding? Oh, and her bridesmaids' dresses were nice too as well. All right, number 2. So we're getting to our last 2, and yes, top 3 were Bates. Sorry to the Duggar girls. The Duggar girls really don't have taste like that. Shade, big shade. Like even like Ginger being the one who supposedly liked fashion. I'm going to do a video about this on another date, but I really don't. I won't say Ginger probably does dress the best out of her sisters, but I definitely think that there are Bates girls who dress better than Ginger. Katie. I loved Katie's dress. I know there are people who didn't like Katie's dress because it was too simple. it was simple enough. I loved it. It was so simple. I loved it. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. I loved how she wore her hair, was giving classic, classic beauty vibes. Like it was pretty. I loved Katie's dress. It was real simple. I think people were like how I felt about Tiffany's dress being in terms of being underwhelmed. I think seeing her running back and forth to Miss Renee's and all of that maybe people were expecting more, which I don't get why, because it really does take a lot of time to make a custom dress. So the fact that she was even able to get it done when she was able to get it done and for it to be such a beautiful dress is really kind of crazy because, again, it really takes a long time to make a wedding dress. So, yeah, I loved her dress. It was simple, but it was beautiful. I loved the veil that she wore. I hate that she walked down the aisle to what I want to walk down the aisle to, which is Can't Help Falling in Love by Elvis. Like, I want to walk down the aisle to that, but I want John Legend to be singing it live. Dreams of Grandeur. It was another girl who was giving us Ralph Lauren Bride, like just really classic and clean. Loved it. Like really pretty. And then of course that Katie is a beautiful girl, so it all came together really well. Like it looked nice. The earrings, like very classy. I think it's weird though that they like fake kissed. I don't know why. I think it's weird that we've never seen Travis and Katie kiss. And I think that must be partly, I mean, there are other couples I'm sure we could say the same thing, that we've never seen them kiss. I don't know, I guess because we've seen everybody's first kiss on camera. Katie and Travis have yet to say if they saved their first kiss for marriage. Yeah, it's just interesting that I didn't expect Katie to be so continually conservative. Yeah, that's interesting. Which I probably, like, let me be quiet because I need somebody really conservative. And number one on this list, let's jump into it, is Esther. I loved Esther's wedding look. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. Another Renee's bridal. I know I said I don't like the V-neck look of her dress, which is kind of true, but there's no other way for this dress to have been except like the V-neck, and it came out beautiful. Normally I feel like I wouldn't like a tiara. Loved it. I just kind of like, she looked like a princess in a way. Like she pulled it off. I feel like somebody else wouldn't have been able to pull it off, but she pulled it off. Like, and again, I think it's also partly that reason of like, your wedding photos really do sell the whole overall look, and her wedding photos were beautiful. And part of that is, of course, because Esther herself is, a beautiful girl. And I loved it. The hair, the makeup, the dress itself. Like, again, she had the same kind of bottom that Kendra had, and her and Kendra both went to Miss Renee for their dress. And I loved it. Like that, because just having that really clean, simple top, and then that beautiful, complicated at the bottom skirt, and that's all that the detail is. That there isn't like any extra like unnecessary embellishment, no unnecessary bling. Just really pretty, classic. I loved it. She did it. When I first saw her wedding photos, I was like, wow, amazing. And I feel like because I think partly it was like I wouldn't have guessed that this is what she was going to wear, but I could feel like I could say that about every single girl, that what they wore is not what I have guessed what they would have worn. Anyways, that's it for me. That's my definitive list of wedding dresses. That's how I have it ranked. I can't wait to read what y'all think, what your opinions are, who has your favorite, who has your least favorite, who surprised you the most in terms of where I put them on the list. Comment below. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed already, go ahead and subscribe. And I will see you guys for the next video. Let's go. Bye. It's like you niggas gotta stop acting weird. You niggas gotta stop acting weird. You niggas gotta stop acting weird. You niggas.